Gamaya Tamasho Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So, again we are back to our reading, the Upadesamrta of Rupa Goswami, and we are at the last phase in the elaborate discussion about what should be the traits to follow, sadhu vritti, what type of attitude we should keep for being a devotee. So out of 6 stages, this is the last one. We have discussed again and again. We are almost in, but still we are working on that. Sadhu vritti means the chapter we are reading, adopting the virtuous conduct of pure devotees. More important is that we know philosophy, we know what is, even in Vedanta, we know what is Vedanta, we know what is the truth, ultimate reality. But it is only the question is that how to implement in life, how to follow it in life. Practice, practice, practice. We only in Vedanta talk about highest realization. In Bhakti also we talk about highest. What is highest in Bhakti? Parama Parabhakti. Supreme love, not ordinary love. Ordinary love is the love which is exchange. I love you, you love me. Rather you love little more to me. I love little you. You love more. Extracting my love, my love. Selfishness is there. Parabhakti is total dedication to God. God intoxication stage. That only comes after long spiritual practice and so serious japa, meditation, prayer, etc. So, and this is Bhakti school is talking about you have to cultivate the sat, means holy, vritti, the norm, behavior, conduct, virtue, which holy people follow. That's why talk, anyone can talk. But to practice what a holy person is doing, to lead our life in that direction, that is very, very, very important. Yes, the last time we have talked about the sannyasis, the monks, the rules of the monks, how they should be serious about trying to keep the mind, avoid the chances of getting attached to things, how they should be following the holy people, and then all the living of their own spiritual life. Now we are continuing that, and it will take probably today and the next day probably we'll finish the book. It is almost we have come. So we are this day, probably next day, another day, we'll still read this to complete, and next we'll go for, so far we are thinking that we can go for Narada Bhakti Sutras. There are 2-3 books, and this is another. This is very scholarly. It refers to Bhagavat and all holy scriptures. Very serious study. We are talking about the same thing. Bhakti Sutras are the same. So we like to think. But you also think about what will be the next. If you have any idea, then we can think about changing the book also. But it was thinking that let us read this Bhakti Sutra. I am doing that in another area also. But it is always because this school, this class, I think that a little bit of practice of the Bhakti. So we are bending towards Narada Bhakti Sutra. Many of you thought that it will be a good choice. But if you have any other choice, we have time to think about this week. Please let me know next week. Okay? So now we are the conduct. What should be the conduct? That's very important. No? Not talking big Vedanta, or not talking of bhakti, but to how to practice it, how to make it a reality in life. So to follow the footsteps of the holy people. So now, it is said that we always, that's good that we can give advice, but to practice is very difficult. No? Giving advice is very easy, but to practice in life it takes so much effort, dedication, austerity, and day and night focused attention of life's goal, concentrated idea. So we are starting on page 230 of this book, what we started, Upadesamrta. So it says, giving instructions only after practicing them oneself, and the necessity of purity of the heart. That is the subtitle. So what is that? Instructing others through good character. You advise somebody, but you cultivate you in yourself those qualities. Then it makes something meaningful to others. No? What I do not do, when I say you follow, and people will not listen. That he does the other thing, and someone is saying, don't do this, but he himself does that. So people will, how they will follow this instruction? So Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya said, you have performed very good service, teach the same to others, and through this they also will come to serve others. That means he is instructing others. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the authentic book, life of Sri Chaitanya, says, Mahaprabhu said, to whom it is not mentioned here. So it is that you have performed very good service, is telling to one of his disciples. Now teach the same what you have practiced through this way, and as a result they will come to know the truth and they will be developed in their spiritual life. It is necessary to make earnest effort in bhajan and sadhana. Always sincere effort should be there. That's why it is said, love for God can never arise without making special effort in bhajan and sadhana. There is a beautiful song by Mirabai. Sadhan karna chahiye manwa, bhajan karna chahiye. Prem lagana chahire manwa, preet karna chahiye, bhajan karna chahiye. One should do practice. Sadhan, all the instructions given, you have to be one-pointedly practicing. It will not come by any other means. So by one can take a dip in the Ganga. That may purify you momentarily and come out again the same guy. But by practice, what happens? Our mind becomes pure. You are working on the mantra, you are doing the japa, you are practicing bhajan, singing loud or singing alone. So, or mentally, it is all helping to purify the mind, and that is necessary. So, sadhan, bhajan, that is very much necessary. So, and also, so the love for God or prema, as we are talking about, the ultimate pure love. We have love for God, a little bit. But that supersedes, that other desires supersede that. I will go to meditate, I don't find like that, let me sleep. So sleep can take away my love for God. But your practice, when it will happen and your heart will be pure, then you cannot sleep. Practice will take over.
But can you see God in your sleep also? Like
No,
sleep
God
is
in sleep is we are not satisfied. You can say good dream, that's okay, but that is not satisfying. Yeah, mind should be consciously moving towards God. No? It will be so much attraction for God. As a lover, that's why love is an analogy, people understand. A boy loves a girl or a girl loves a boy. So what will happen? He'll be running for that. How many obstacles are, as if nothing has happened. But you tell that same guy to do something else, he'll find an excuse. No? So this is the attraction. So this, for God, why does it not come? It comes for mundane things in our life. People love music, what they do for music. People love dancing, they do for dancing. People love swimming, they go for swimming. No? Crossing the English Channel, alone, swimming. A vast ocean. And where is the life? What will happen? Ignore everything. Love for swimming, take them to that. So, similarly, why love for God will not be like that? It will supersede all other duties, all other attractions. So that is very important. That did not come unless you do bhajan. Mirabai said that only bhajan, only practice and sadhan, bhajan, that is necessary. A Krishna prema, Lord's love for Lord, can never arise without making special effort. You have to do more effort. I will remember the name of Lord. I will feel His presence in my heart. In every action I am doing, I will feel that the Lord is with me in my heart. No? And avoid people. But save your time. Saving your time. If there are people they are good in logic. There is a joy it's called the intellectual joy. People love that intellectual. They are doing, even studying some scripture and thing, not to understand the inner meaning, but to only for gratification of their intellect. I am a scholar, wow, how did I say, how did I argue, how did I do, I defeated his argument. This naturally people find there is much pleasure in it. Intellectual joy.
Also understanding, like somebody talking intellectual, that also gives joy. Like not only self-praising, other person like that, if like Sarvadevananda is speaking something and you can understand it.
Yeah,
That also.
that is good because that is sadhana. If you understand something higher, that is a sadhana. But I will say there is joy, of course, because the subject is your choice. But that is not contrary to your spiritual growth. But what you are saying here, contrary to your spiritual growth will be, you are not focusing on the goal. Why are you arguing? Why are you making a logical conclusion to understand what is unreal, what is real, what is truth, what is untruth? No. If you don't pay attention to that, only you do, because you are an intellectual person, you can put more argument in this way, that way. It can be good, but it will not lead. People get stuck there because there is a joy in that intellectualism. So, Mahaprabhu said, Tarkiko sigalo sange, bheu kori, sei mukhe, ebe sada, kohi Krishna Hari. It's a beautiful word. This is in Bengali. What he says, this Mahaprabhu was transformed the life of Sarvabhauma. There is a great scholar in near Puri, Jagannath. And Puri, and he was a state logician, state, what you call, state Pandit, court Pandit, the scholar in the courthouse of the kings. In those, that was a tradition of Hindu kings, that they will keep one such intellectual level to keep up there. And he actually met Mahaprabhu. That's a big story. Then when Mahaprabhu went running to go to embrace the Jagannath, the big Puri temple, there is Jagannath temple. And there are Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, three deities are there. They say, and then seeing that Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, he was crying for, Jagannath is Lord Vishnu, God who creates, maintains. So he was crying and going to embrace. And when he saw that someone is touching the deity, suppose someone goes, our inner shrine, and goes to touch the Ramakrishna's photo, what will you do? Hey,
No.
hey, shall I, if you don't listen, then I'll go to bed. So the Pandit, there were some priests were to look after. No, the priests were there. Suddenly they saw one crazy guy running, and they do not know who is Mahaprabhu. Running, and trying to touch the Jagannath. And those who were so angry, they wanted to beat him too. They all ran to beat him. And that time this court Pandit, Sarvadevananda is the name, he was just visiting. He was going to salute the Lord. Seeing the serene personality of Sri Chaitanya, totally absorbed in God consciousness, not any other knowledge of him, what is going on, who is there, am I doing right or wrong, no. And he raised the hand and stopped the priests not to hit, not to trouble, though he has touched the Lord. So he stopped them. So then he was so moved seeing Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya, tears are rolling down the cheeks, serene look, beautiful, intoxicated in the name of God. He's after all a Pandit, he understands little bit of that. And he then asked everyone, others, to take him to his own room, Pandit's house, in his home. And then he kept him with honor. And then, but he's a Vedantic. He came to know, the Pandit asked, who are you, what is your name, and this and that. He came to know he's a monk. Then said, "Arey, you are a monk. Why are you crying like a child? It's foolishness. I will teach you Vedanta." So, and Mahaprabhu was very humble. Bhakta always talked to Ramakrishna. He is the humble and the humblest of the humble. So he became very humble. Yes, sir. So when he said, yes, sir, then he started teaching. Well, you come, I will teach you Brahma Sutra. He started teaching Brahma Sutra with Shankara's commentary. And then he started teaching. One day, he is sitting like that. And same tears are rolling down in this and that. But he does not nod his head. He understands what he is talking about, Shankara's commentary, argument, this, that. He does not say anything. One day gone, he said, hey, did you understand anything? He didn't say anything. Okay, come tomorrow. So again, next day. After third day, he said, what? Do you understand what am I doing? Do you understand anything I talked about? Third day, afterwards he said, with folded palm, Mahaprabhu said, I understand what the Brahma Sutra says and what Shankara explains. But sir, I cannot understand what you are explaining. He honestly, because Pandit didn't understand himself. He's intellectually trying to say something, but there is some inner meaning in it. So intellectual knowledge cannot give you to that. That's why we need to read under a person who is actually in the life, practicing. That's the context. And then, and when he said like that, and immediately, and like Thakur, Ramakrishna, he stood up and he went into some ecstatic mood. Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya. And this Pandit, the scholar, Sarvadevananda is the name, he suddenly saw, oh my God, it is Krishna, it is Rama,
6 hands.
and it is Sri Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya, the human who he saw. And one side of it is Lord Krishna.
No,
And with the flute, 2 hands like that with flute. 6-handed six-handed deity. Suppose two hands for Mahaprabhu,
Common rule and
two hands for, say, Sri Chaitanya, hey, Krishna, and two for Rama,
bow and arrow.
bow and arrow. So, seeing suddenly that this man I am teaching, he is God himself. And I, fool, I am teaching. Huh? So then he fell down at his feet. And that is the transformation of Sarvabhauma. So here he is saying, when by the mercy of Mahaprabhu, the heart of Sarvabhauma was transformed and he became blissful due to love for God generated by Mahaprabhu's teaching. Then he said, the Pandit said, I was howling like a jackal in the association of the logicians. One logician argues, another logician, no, this is logic. Huh? They go in fighting, intellectual fight, no. I was howling like a jackal, being a logician. I was wasting my time in useless logic and argument. But now, with the same mouth, I am constantly repeating the name of the Lord, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Huh? So, what if blessings? So, see, Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu is praising Mahaprabhu that by your touch, by your presence, by your Sangha, this transformation has come. I was previously spending my time and energy. Day goes away, whatever way you do. Talking wrong things, or talking big Vedanta, or big Bhakti, all intellectual talks, and practicing. So that's why here, seeing Mahaprabhu's life and his presence, he said, my life has been transformed. And I used to howl like a jackal. That means nonsense. How. Huh? And now I am transformed. I am taking the name of Krishna in the same mouth which was intentionally misused in talking about mundane things. So that is the result of holy association, as also the person who is practicing, if he says something, that has a tremendous impact. As much one practices, his words will be more. Say, we are reading Mahapurush Maharaj, no? Night time. See when he says a few words, how our heart feels, resonates, is it not? Yes, true. What he is saying is true. How he is going to absorption. Why not everyone says like that? Huh? Many people give advice. But this advice, and when he is saying, and it evokes devotion in our heart. So that is very important. So feeling distress upon witnessing the distress of others. So it is here Chaitanya again talk that there was one devotee, Vasudeva. He was praying to Mahaprabhu, oh Mahaprabhu, my heart breaks upon seeing the miseries of those living entities. You are spiritual. What will happen to you? You will not be a hard-hearted person. You will be soft and softer and softer. So you will not be able to, you will be crying for seeing the suffering of others. So this Vasudeva Datta, he is saying to Sri Mahaprabhu, Vasudev. So he says, oh Master, oh Prabhu, my heart breaks upon seeing the miseries of these living entities, other people. I therefore pray that you give all their sins to me. I will suffer in hell on their behalf. And you please destroy their disease of material existence. What happens to a holy person? No? When you think of God, you will be a transformed person. Other suffering will bother you. You will not enjoy. Someone is saying, let him do. Good. He has bad karma. Because he has done something bad karma, he is suffering. Good. Let him have more. That is not, it's contrary to spiritual growth. That says that let me suffer. Buddha, like Buddha said, no? Swami Vivekananda said, I'll be born again and again, till one dog of my country remains hungry. To feed him, I'll be born again and again. What's the question of human suffering? So he's saying their heart will be broadened. So we follow jnana and follow bhakti matters little. When your heart becomes purified, this feeling will come. You cannot keep yourself arrested. Say Mahapurush Maharaj, we are reading like that. Holy Mother's life we see. And Ramakrishna you see. Ramakrishna suffered so much of cancer. What? For reason what? Taking away the sins or karmas of others. It is called taking away the karma. Holy Mother. Holy Mother herself said, this body has not done anything wrong. Why so much suffering? Taking the other karmas of others. It is out of love. It is not that they are someone forcing them to take, but they are out of love.
Is a soul like a Vivekananda going to be reborn to the end of the cycle?
That is God's will. They are tuned to God. Whenever God wants, they will bring His own people. So that they are different category of people. They are always liberated, always full, always pure. They only come. When the king comes, he brings his most powerful army with him. So that when what he does, his assistants will do the rest of the thing. So they are of the same power. They are not ordinary people because they live around him, but they are the giant of spirituality. So yes.
How when we read Chandi every day, that time we say Divine Mother, Rushta Pitama Shakala Rushta.
So by that way, that is also good, because when Rushta means what? By that way, they take away the bad karmas. By Rushta means a very evil person who is killing. That's asuras. In the Chandi we read. In Chandi we read those asuras are creating trouble for all the gods, all the good people. So to take away their bad karmas, that's why they punish. It's a punishment to the mind, so that mind getting that by the touch of one place. Oh mother, you could have just burned them to ashes by looking like that, but you have used your weapon to cut them, because your weapon touched by your hand will touch them and they will be purified. The physical body will go, but physical body is not the important. Mind will be purified. So whatever the holy people, spiritual people does, it is to wipe out our karma. That's why we say in our order, when the other big sadhus, when they scolded or they do something, that takes away our karma quickly. So,
And then that karma goes to that sadhu.
Yeah, of course it will go somewhere to somewhere. So I have my loan 100,000. So if someone become kind to me, that loan he will have to take care of that loan. So he will have to pay from his pocket. But he is a big jamindar, he is a big king. He has in his treasury billions of dollars. Okay, 1,000. In Calcutta there is a huge that Amphan, no? That storm. Huh? So the federal government, the prime minister came, and the state government said, this is the condition, give us money. They sanctioned how much?
1,000.
1,000 crore means 10,000 million. 10,000 million rupees. No. 10,000 million. It's a huge amount. You cannot calculate.
Many zeros.
Many zeros.
10,000 million.
1 million is how many? How many zeros? 6 zeros. Then 10,000. Put 10,000 before that. Four more. 4, 6, 10 zeros. 10 zeros. The 10 zeros after 1.
It's over $1 billion, right?
In the language.
Billion,
Yeah.
Oh, it's $1 billion. Okay, I see.
So,
That's a lot of money.
but not of money. How can he give if they have no money in their treasury? So if some holy person is so scolds me or does something and takes away my karma, okay, he can do it because he has in his treasury money. He can exchange it because he is compassionate. If he says no, I won't give, then that also is his. But he has and that giving comes a spontaneous thing for a sadhus. A holy man, you are becoming holy, your heart will bleed for the suffering of others. You will be soft and kind and sweet. If you cannot do even, you will cry in silence, oh Lord, please remove the suffering of others. So that happened here. So you say, let all other people, they please destroy their disease. What is the disease? Of material existence. They live in the mundane world. Remove their ignorance so that they become freed from this and fall in love with God and take that bad karma put upon me. I will suffer for them. But who can say unless he is developed? No? So this is the sign. Also this is an indication that we are making our spiritual life. Our life should get transformed slowly like that. Now,
When one person, when he's
Srimad,
suffering, then if you see it, like what the discussion came that somebody is suffering, you should not feel happy for that. You should feel for that person is suffering. But why you cannot feel happy that that person's karma is wiped out?
how can you do? Can you do it for yourself? Although when difficulties come in your life, do you feel that way? Then you have reached that point. Yes, you can think that way. When your suffering comes, you say, okay, my bad karma is going on, I enjoy it more. Let more suffering come to me. Can you do that for yourself? Then you can think that way also. But first do it yourself. When someone gives a good blow to you, do you think, oh God, so blessing, you are taking away my karma. And blessing, okay, do more. Can you say that? There is a statement that Haridas will come simply. Haridas was, he was born of a Muslim family and he was taking the name of the Lord by the influence of Mahaprabhu, no? But being a Muslim and you are doing all this against their Islamic rule, so he was caned to death. That was the order of the court, Muslim court. And then that time they are saying, you may cut to pieces, but I am not going to leave the name of the Lord. The body be cut like that. If you can do that, then you say, yes, you give me more. Mahaprabhu's another statement is there, that if you, yasislova padaratang pinastu, you bless me or you curse me, whatever you like, I am yours. So whatever you do, I accept it. So if you can really, if you are so developed, that when anyone curses you, when anyone misbehaves with you, anyone does something wrong, you can think, yes, my bad karmas are going away. Oh Lord, please give me more suffering. Can you say? Then you can say, hey, his karma is going on. But that you cannot say, because your heart will be so softened. It didn't happen with Ramakrishna. It didn't happen with Holy Mother. It didn't happen with Mahapurush Maharaj. It didn't happen with Brahmananda Swami. It never happened. So it is a wrong proposition to think in that way, that, okay, I will think for, okay, someone is suffering. Some people put that argument. It's an intellectual people's argument. Good, you have put that their argument before us. The intellectual people say, Hari, everyone is run by karma. Huh? So if someone is suffering, suppose COVID, someone is suffering, let him suffer, because his karma will be wiped out. Why are you going to interrupt in his karma? People may be good argument, intellectually satisfied, but understand, you are a wrong argument. Its spiritual life is not like that. It makes you to give up your life for the good of others. Swamiji's call. Why you will give good of others? What is the good of others? They are wiping out bad karma. This flood has happened, this storm has happened. I saw about maybe 40, 50 people. They are standing. The water has come up to this. They do not know which direction to go. There is no high land. It is so much over. So he said, Baba, let them be there. No helicopter should come. No food should be. They are getting their karma off. What a good thing. I am a spiritual person. If someone says like that, give a good beating to him for his that type of that type of foolish talk. Is it not? Selfishness, no? You put yourself. You put yourself that you lost your home and you cannot swim. The whole village is standing up to the water like this, and they do not know a little more comes, then they will die. And all the time standing in the water. Huh? No question of food, no question of swimming, no question of going anywhere. And they say, oh, good, 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 good. Ha, ha, ha. They are getting their karma done. Really? So if you can do for yourself, then you do first. And then if you really spiritual, no. All spiritual people, they are become so kind. They cannot bear with the little suffering of others. So Mahaprabhu said, the heart, that mind, and keep the mind pure in heart. The pure heart will think in this way. Impure heart will think the opposite way. Okay. It is necessary to give up the fault of even enviousness. You know, in the heart, sometimes people become envious, jealous. No? So that, when you do that, your heart becomes polluted, and God cannot sit there. There he says, God cannot sit in a polluted heart. So he says, it is necessary to give tendency to be irritated upon witnessing the advancement of others. Even people maybe, oh, he is doing more japa than me. He become little jealous. That jealousy is good, but still some people may feel like that, oh, he is doing more than and become little jealous and angry. Well, no, don't do that. Mahaprabhu says that you have made a chandala of envy. Envy is like a outcast, which rejectable. And you have made your heart like a polluted place by envying others, by thinking bad of others, or being jealous of something. That means those are evil tendencies. God cannot go and sit there. It is not unclean, it is an unclean place. If you see it, why don't you sit there? Because it is unclean. One cannot sit on those. So if that, the heart is not clean, God cannot sit there. Means God cannot manifest. Sit means without Him you cannot talk. But to feel Him, you make the heart pure. Devotees give up all types of dharma and karma for the Lord. Moreover, Lord cannot tolerate any harm caused to the people who are His devotees. Therefore, if you be jealous of somebody, of a sadhu or any devotee, then you are polluting your heart. Don't do that. That is not your sadhana. The sadhana bhajan does not mean only repeating the mantra. You should be careful. Or these weaknesses, this type of things, sometimes come and reign in our heart. It is vitally important to completely give up the faults. Says, O Sanatana, Mahaprabhu, when Sri Chaitanya is saying, O Sanatana, why have you kept this insignificant quilt when Krishna has made you renounce all sense of objects? A qualified doctor treats a disease at the very root and does not allow even a trace of it to remain. Meaning, quilt means, quilt is what? Do you know quilt, handmade quilt? Blanket. Handmade, hand sewn. Quilt.
Yeah.
Quilt. Acha. So, a sadhu, as a sadhu, Sanatana Goswami was the disciple of Mahaprabhu. So, he has given away everything, but he was keeping only one quilt for his own use. Cold or whatever. Then Mahaprabhu is so strong. He said, you have given away everything and you are keeping one quilt. Why are you keeping? For yourself. You are a renunciate. Give up everything. God will take care. He's talking him to be trained into that renunciation idea. So high is the ideal. Not for all of us, but he's talking that idea of renunciation should be kept so high. And also surrender. Faith, surrender. and non-partisanship are essential. We want to make progress. These are very vital points to note down. Faith. It is necessary to have faith in the principles of this devotional path. Yeah? There are principles, if you follow this way, you will reach the goal. You must have faith, otherwise you will not practice. If you have no faith that you are going to say some destination, you have no faith in the direction, then you will not go there because you are doubtful about the direction itself. So in the bhakti path, you should have faith in it. Yeah? The meaning of the word Shraddha is faith. To have the firm determination or firm faith that all obligatory activities are performed simply for God. Unless you believe this, you will not do that. Suppose morning till now, whatever we have done from morning, remember, whatever you have done, can you say, oh Lord, I did it only for you? I have no intention. I don't do anything for myself. I am doing for you, doing for you, doing for you. If you think, then your heart is pure, becoming purified, and God will be residing there more and more. So the meaning of the word Shraddha, to have a firm determination and firm faith that all obligatory activities are performed. They will obligatory. Why? That means you are being asked to do. Wherever you are there, in society, in monastery, in home, there is some obligatory duty. You are doing some job in the office. That office duty is obligatory. You do all obligatory duties. We are doing in monastery, doing something from morning till night, no? Cooking, cleaning, doing that, and going for shopping or whatever activity is given. All activities, why are you doing? To please the Lord, to please the Lord, to please the Lord. Keep this idea. Then, for this idea, this faith, and this will lead me to devotion. This will lead me to realize God. This will give me the touch of divine every moment. That faith, we should have that faith. No? And surrender. When a person surrenders at the lotus feet of the Lord, by taking shelter at the lotus feet of his Guru, then the Lord Krishna quickly accepts him as one of his own. That means surrender. If you think, who comes to rescue someone, who asks for any help, no? If someone does not want your help and you go to do some help, then you will get a good blow. Most of the time, if he does not want and you want to do something, you get a rejection.
That one, that monkey and the birds, that story.
What is that?
That birds and monkeys, that it was raining heavily. And then birds has their nest and monkeys, they didn't have a home. So then they were suffering. So then birds gave them advice. Because they were sitting there but didn't ask for any advice. So the birds told them that you have hand.
Yeah, we have our nest. Why not you all have also your own, some nest? So that when the rain...
A little backup story for the...
I'm saying that. The question is that there was a monkey and story of the bird. The birds are giving good advice to the monkey. Because when it was raining or it was in difficulty, he said, I am in my nest. I don't get the brunt of all this trouble. So why you monkeys are sitting outside and in the rain, you are shivering like that? Why not make a nest of yourself? And hearing monkeys, what they did? Monkeys' nature. They went, jumped and torn the nest of the birds itself. The birds gave the advice, unwanted advice. And he understood wrongly, okay, I also am suffering, so you also suffer. So don't give advice when it is not asked for. That's a general instruction. So similarly, so give it, you have to surrender. Say, oh Lord, please help me. No? That is very much necessary. You have to go to surrender to God and to Guru. By God's grace and Guru's grace, the mind will be purified. So we should have to surrender. The next point. The repentance of abandonment of wickedness. says, my spiritual discernment, my faith in God has been destroyed by unnecessary argument. How will I attain mercy of the Lord? That should be your devotee will say. I don't want to waste my time in false argument. How I shall generate love? No? That type of why I spend this time of my life uselessly. Many people say, I am, today someone is calling and telling me, oh, now after this age of 69 or 70, I am now getting inclined into the spiritual life more intensely. Why not? I have done before. Don't repent. But you can repent, not for repenting only, but you only do that, I repent, I will do now, engage myself. Whatever done is gone. But that repentance should be necessary to assess how I spend my life. Some people say, I could have come to the monastery much earlier. I could have read this book much earlier. It would have helped me. But that analysis is good. That inspiration will lead us to more to be concentrated and focused in the journey. Indifference to materiality is also necessary. One cannot protect dharma without becoming indifferent. Certain things in life, every day, you to be certain thing indifferent. It is happening. I am not concerned. So these are tidbit. Each point is very important, how we can focus in improving our character. It is appropriate to be afraid of committing the aparad or offenses to others. You commit so many offenses. Unnecessarily we irritate somebody. Unnecessarily we create trouble in the heart of others. Rather give joy to others. Your life is for giving joy to others. If you can give. Don't trouble. So that's why it is said that we should be fearful. Am I committing anything to disturb others' peace, others' happiness, others' peace? Am I disturbing that? As a result of one's offense alone, the country or place where Vaishnavas are offended is destroyed. So if you understand that is my wrong, so you will not do that. To be careful. I am not here to create any pain for anyone, or my words should not be harsh, my behavior should not be anything which will be forcing me and creating some type of disturbance in the heart of others. It is imperative to forgive. Many people cannot do that. Forget and forgive. To remember, years after years, you did it for me, I will take a revenge when I get a chance. No, this is not spiritual life. So it says to learn to forgive.
If that behavior keeps
you keep yourself repeating, why do you go? You don't go close to them. You have your own freedom. If you repeatedly someone is doing something, if I am to live with him, there also I will try to avoid and respectfully say, whatever you do whatever, but only by offense you cannot create another offense. But as Ramakrishna said, hiss, don't bite. But you should not be the reason that because he behaves like that, I will bite again every day, morning, evening, noontime, all the time. So you are becoming a ordinary person, worse than ordinary person. Spiritual person will look at God and correct himself. It is his fault or your fault. You are thinking it is his fault. If you think this way, then you will find that it is your fault. Swamiji says, no one can give you suffering unless I want it. You avoid it. You detach it. Say someone says something, you take it and let it go. You don't react. Your spirituality is to be focused upon. No. You getting reactionary. What is the good of being reactionary to that? How you can ignore that? Your power, you can generate your power. Spirituality is a power, strength, to overcome all these petty things which the whole world is reactionary. So what is the goodness in one person becomes spiritual and reactionary? Tit for tat is the Newton's third law of motion. equal or opposite reaction. Okay, you say so, I will say so. Okay, the whole world is doing. You need not to be a monk, you need not to be a bhakta, you need not to be a jnani. It is not necessary. The whole world is doing. But you are powerful because you have the power to ignore that and non-reaction. So are you becoming non-reactionary day by day, little by little? Or you are justifying, my reaction is correct because he did it. So that everyone does it, you need not have to glorify yourself for that. Any idiot can do that, no? But that's why you judge your spirituality, judge your bhakti for God, whether you are becoming less reactionary. And at a point will come, nothing will be able to react. That's a Jivan Mukta. How that state of Jivan Mukta, the freedom in the life will happen, no? Unless you practice this way, start ignoring and focusing on the truth. As your mind gets absorbed in God, then you will find that who is saying now, you will not touch your heart. Your mind will not be feeling any connection in that line. So this is. What is the time more? Another 3-4 minutes. Okay. So give up all kinds of pride and perform Krishna bhajan. That is Mahaprabhu's advice. It is the nature of sadhus to be merciful to the fallen. Those people who do mistake. A sadhu's characteristic is what? He is forgiving for the people who are doing wrong things. In Mahaprabhu's life, what he did, what is called the Jagai Madhai. They are too drunkard, heavily drunkard, and they will, anyone repeating the Lord's name, they will go and create disturbance for them. And stop them, don't talk, don't say God's name. And they are transformed. So, how? If Mahaprabhu didn't do that, or Nityananda probably. And when he said, brother, please take the name of the Lord, Nityananda went, Mahaprabhu's, what do you call? Companion or associate. He is pleading to that drunk person who is having with a full jar of drinks, no? And said, and then out of anger, he threw the mud earthen pitcher, which was carrying the wine, threw at him, and it started bleeding. It hit the Nityananda. But Nityananda is saying, brother, whatever you have done, you did good. Why not call one time the name of Krishna? Please call on Krishna. And actually, they were astounded. I hit him, and he is bleeding all through, and he is still asking for my... And in a moment, boom, they transform. So, the holy man is he who is suffering himself, but helping others to take the name of the Lord. They will say, oh, he's a bad guy, so I should not touch him, I should not go there. But it is not for you and me. You be like him, spiritually advanced, then you can do what Vivekananda can do, what Mahapurush Maharaj Sivananda can do, not that any other ordinary person can do. But we should have the same trained tendency, should be there. So it is essential to follow the principles, preaching to others, honor the Vaishnavas. So it is said that it is the duty of every sadhaka to first practice bhakti himself and then preach. Sriman Mahaprabhu said, oh Haridas was that one of his attendant follower. You are practicing and preaching. Haridas, Jaban Haridas, I told you, that Muslim gentleman who was converted to, he loved Krishna so much, day and night repeating, and that judgment came to beat him, to kill him by, by caning. But he said that Mahaprabhu was so appreciative of Haridas because of his character, love for God. He said, you are practicing Harinam all the time, and you are preaching both. Because your life is a teaching. Then why, when hundreds of people see that a man is beaten for the name of Lord, see the love for God he has, he does not care for that. He is not protesting anything. He's just taking the name of the Lord. And the suffering is going through the body because his mind is in God. He is not feeling. Understand this. When you feel suffering of the body, when your mind is in the body itself. But here, Haridas, his mind is absorbed in God. So what is happening in the body? Body is bleeding here and there because of caning. He is not suffering. That is the point. Bhaktas become like that. So, Haridas, you are practicing and preaching both. Therefore, you are most exalted in this world and are spiritual master for the whole world. It is imperative to maintain moral conduct. Yet, it is the nature of devotees to maintain proper religious and moral conduct, which is like an ornament. So, one should be very careful about spiritual growth. In bhakti or jnana, moral conduct. That is very important. Morality. People may say, I am a bhakta, okay, whatever I do, that's okay. I am a guy. No, no such excuse in the life of spirituality. It should be pure, pure, pure. It is necessary to regard a Vaishnava as being situated on the transcendental platform. Mahaprabhu said the body of a Vaishnava is never material, it is transcendental and full of spiritual bliss. So our time is just on, off. So is there anyone, any question? Came? No question, very good.
No question here.
Only one person asked that what is the book name, next book you are planning?
It is called Narada Bhakti Sutra, but it has been sutras by Narada. This says Narada has written those sutras. Who is the authority in bhakti. But the explanation, this is done by Swami Bhutesananda Maharaj when he came to Japan and he gave a series of talks. And those talks have been then translated. It was given in English, recorded, and then transcribed, and the book has come. And this is another same book, Narada Bhakti Sutra. It is published by Tyagishananda Swami in Madras. So that is also available. It is more elaborate explanation and scholarly explanation. So I think that for all of you, probably this book will be much easier to read. And we'll discuss more in discussion, then each verse will be discussed. But if you have any suggestion, I will expect that suggestion from next time. And Caroline said, thank you for the class. Is Narada's Way of Divine Love is the same book? Yes, that is the same book. When one is very careful and gentle now to cause anyone discomfort, but one's action causes pain to others, how can one work on forgiving oneself, especially when it causes pain to both? The one question is that when one is very careful and gentle now to cause anyone discomfort,
To not cause.
not to cause, but one's action, you do something, causes pain to others. So yes, if it causes to others and it is not my intentional, then if I watch that it is my this behavior is causing pain to the other, if it is reasonable that I can change that behavior so that he does not or she does not feel, that is the best way. That means I will take this idea that subjective transformation is the question. How I can adjust. But if even using my all effort, with sincere effort, that I am not doing I don't mean anything bad, but still people have some trouble, so I cannot do anything. That is to be handled by the other person. But it is my wholehearted simple intention will be, I will try my best by my behavior. If my behavior is really becoming a cause of suffering of others, then I will analyze that. Really, can I do anything here? Can I change it? If I can change, I will try to change myself. But if I see that I have done my best and I cannot do anything more, and in that context if someone feels bad about my behavior, so that's okay. I cannot do anything. I will pray to God, oh Lord, remove the suffering of the other person. Oh Lord, I don't intend to do anything wrong, but it is being interpreted like that. Please give peace to that friend. Please give peace to that person who is being tormented by my presence. Or if you can avoid, that is the best thing. If you can avoid that place, that's best. If you cannot avoid, then see, are you doing anything wrong? Can you improve anything which can solve the problem? And with your best effort if you do, and then also you find that that person is getting agitated, reactionary, or angry or frustrated. What can I do? Pray to God. Oh Lord, please help, and help me and help her. Guide me and guide her, so that they fall in the right path. So this is my thought about it. So thank you. Anything more?
No, nothing more.
Nothing. Anything? I think it is the same.
No. Yeah, that is the same. 'Cause one in your hand, it is one channel, to the computer another channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this is from here.
Acha. And it is here. So I've seen both. Okay, so thank you all for being here. Then we'll have again some time to talk about what? Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. Yoga Vasishta at 7:30 p.m. our time today. Thank you for joining. Let us conclude. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishnarpanam Astu.